I'm gonna walk you through a basic T default on Nuke. It's a map that can be quite hard on the T side, one of the most, difficult maps to get many rounds on. But by watching this video, I'm sure you'll understand better what to do. So let's dive into it and let's see if we can make you guys some Nuke gods. Let's get straight into it. When you're playing the T side on Nuke, you have to make a decision out of T spawn whether you want to obtain map control towards yard or if you want to have map control towards inside of the map. So the difference is that normally you would say 3, maybe even 4 players goes towards yard if you want to take yard control, if your objective is to go down secret and do a lower split or maybe get around under heaven or something like that. And you would go one guy inside that is just holding lobby and making sure that if the CT side is pushing, he's aware you get the information. Vice versa, if you say that, listen, we want to do an inside execute or we want to push ramp or we want to have lobby control because we think the CT side is going to push us, you place 3, maybe 4 guys inside lobby and you just have one guy working on yard making sure no one is pushing. So let's start off with the yard default, the basic yard default on Nuke. I would argue you need 3 players at least, maybe even 4 if you want to work yard, depending on what your objective is. Now, first and foremost, what you should always do when you're one of the first players out yard and you want yard control is just throw this smoke right here, because it's going to deny vision for the CT side. Just by putting down this smoke, you get a free passing and a free walking lane in behind T-red. And at the end of the day, whether you want to use it or not doesn't matter, because the CT side don't know whether you used it or not. So that is a very important smoke that you can almost throw, I would say, 15 out of 15 rounds, or now that we're playing MR12, we do it 12 out of 12 rounds. While you do that, you have another guy with you, so you're 2 guys down here, maybe 3, depending, and then you have at least 1 guy going silo as well. Whether you want to be 1 guy silo or 2 guys silo, depends on the objective. Let's say you want to get around heaven, you want to be fast, I would argue you should be 2 guys up here, 2 guys down yard. Now let's say the silo guy is just supposed to be a backup player that can revenge kill or trade frag or whatever that may be. Just have 1 guy in silo because it's a pretty small area and you don't want to block each other to death, to be completely honest. So you have 1 guy up here, you have 3 guys down in yard. Now the main objective is, as I said, to get yard control. You want to control this area, you want to be able to stand right here and, perhaps put a smoke in front of yourself, perhaps put a smoke down here, go down secret. If that's your objective, all of a sudden you control yard, you control secret. And again, as we spoke about on the CT side of the Nuke, it's all about forcing the TT side to make a decision. And your goal is to manipulate their rotations, right? You want to sell them the idea that you could be 3 or 4 guys down secret. So let's say that you're doing the 2 smokes right here. You get yard control, 1 guy's putting down a smoke right here, 1 guy's putting down a smoke right here. Right now, you could decide to just walk back. All 4 of you, or 3 of you could walk back inside lobby. You could have 1 guy walk down secret. And as of right now, the CT side don't know whether you're 1 guy in secret or 4 guys in secret. So they have to take a gamble or they have to push lobby or they have to do something in order to get information. So if you do that, where you smoke off yard completely, like I just showed right here, you put 1 guy down secret, you have 3 of the rest of the guys walking back inside lobby. Normally an outcome could be that the CT side thinks, okay, they could be down secret, so they're going to push lobby, but you're already sitting in here and waiting. That's pretty smart, right? So it's about manipulating the CT side to make a move, make a push. Now, when you have 3 or 4 guys yard, there's 1 player who's at all times should be controlling this area, right? If you're just 1 guy inside lobby, you can't hold door, you can't hold hot, and you can't hold ramp at the same time. That's the number 1 noob mistake I see all the time, that the 1 guy in here puts himself in a position right here where he's constantly looking here, looking here, looking here. He's not safe, he doesn't have any help. So what I would advise is that you can even be a massive rat, to be completely honest. Just sit up here, hold this position, or stand right here, hold this position, or stand the way back lobby and just hold right here. And if they push, they have to push all the way into your crosshair, because all you need to do is make sure no one is coming from behind, right? And the more you have a wall behind you, well, the less of angles you have to control in that sense. So when you're left by yourself, again, it's like playing CT side ramp. You have to stay alive. You have to understand that you need information. And if they push lobby, give it to them, right? Because if there are 2 or 3 guys inside lobby, well, that's when you tell your teammates, 3 guys just push lobby. You guys are just going to rush under heaven. You guys are going to rush down lower, because you can at maximum only meet 2 people. So you have a 4v2 scenario somewhere on the map. Again, communication, rotation, understanding of when to say what. Now, if you do the other way around, where you have 1 guy yard, again, I would just throw the smoke right here to deny vision for the CT side. You can just hold this angle if you want to. You can sit all the way back right here, hold this angle if someone is pushing yard. You don't have to do anything on yard when you're alone in here, while the remaining players will play inside lobby. You want 1 guy to apply pressure on towards the door. So nade the door like that. Maybe smoke out in front of the door. You don't have to rush out. You don't have to do anything. But again, you're denying vision. All of a sudden, the CT player don't know whether you're walking down the vents. He has to tell his teammate 1 player could be down the vents, right? So again, apply a bit of pressure with your grenades and then just hold. You have 1 guy holding door like this. You have 1 guy making sure that if anyone is pushing hot, he's gonna die. And then you have 1 or 2 guys towards ramp, which is usually the pinnacle point of the map, where sometimes the CTs like to push with an AWP or with a rifle. And at this point, you can just wait. And then for the rest of the round, you have to make up your decision. Do we want to go towards ramp? Do you want to do an inside execute? All things we're gonna cover in the advanced video. But the main basics right here is that you have to make a decision coming out of T-spawn. Do you want to focus on taking yard control and trying to open the map through yard, or do you want to take lobby control because your objective is to do an inside execute or maybe in towards ramp? That is the number one thing you have to make up your mind with whenever you start every single round on the T side of Nuke. That would